Right, these are my chisels that I've been now sort of building up, doing a collection of. I used to use these Stanley ones, which they're like a more of a sight chisel. They're plastic and then they've got this moulded rubber on them, but they sort of flakes off eventually. I mean, I've replaced a couple of them because they're just sort of, the ones I use mostly, they've sort of died, and I've kept the other ones there just for bashing things, but they're not particularly great. They hold a bit of an edge, but to get them really flat, they're not focus. You know, they're not pristine, but they've done all right since I started carpentry. I was gifted with a really nice set, and I'll show those in a minute. But these are the ones I've been buying from TF Tools, and they come in different sizes. This is like the big handle version, which you can get in a lot of the sizes, and they do the smaller handles, but they're sort of sized to the chisel. So obviously for a big chisel like this, they only really come with the big handle, which you can see the difference, especially with the smaller one. But this one's the 50, which I think is the biggest they do, and you can sort of see the sheer size of that. It's quite a big chisel, and it's quite substantial compared to like the 26. It's a big unit, and the handle's massive. I mean, I've got big hands, but you know, trust me, it's a big handle. I think the Hornbeam actually, the handles, I'm not too sure, but they're really nice. They're a German company, MHG. So they're really nice. They come with like a tang on them, and then they're sort of, you know, they're not a through tang like those, but they're sort of connected. So that's a piece, and then you've got the chisel end that sort of fits into it. So they're not brilliant, but anyway. So I've been using these. This is the one that I use quite regularly, and they take a really nice edge. And then they've got like a little cap on the top, which you get on some of the older ones like that. I think that's an old Sorby. So yeah, I mean, I use, for bigger stuff I use like that obviously, and then I've been using these two sizes, it's a 26 and a 32 quite a lot. And I've got a much smaller one, which I think is a that's a half. So I'll probably replace that. I mean, I'll replace these eventually with those. There's a 3/4 one. I managed to get this, which was my partner's grandfather who passed away, and I cleaned up a chest for a brother, and he had a load of chisels in there. But he had this one which I quite liked, and I thought I'd quite like to. And he said I can have one, so I thought, well, I'll go for that one. It was got a nice, probably boxwood handle. It's probably made in England. I don't know, probably, you know, Sheffield steel always are. And I've got this roll, which is quite nice. This is by Sackups. I think they do like fishing gear and stuff. I think they're American, but they do like fishing gear and stuff for your vests and things, like shooting vest or something. But the big chisel comes with a little guard as well. It's quite nice, but I just shove it in there. So yeah, very nice set. Eventually I'll get a full sort of set of those, but I'm just buying them individually because of cost, and I don't need like a huge full set, because if I do need, you know, those sort of chisels, I tend to use the ones that I've got in the workshop, which are these ones. I'm just making a box at the minute. So these are the ones that I use in the workshop, which I never take out of the workshop, because these are my sort of pride and joy of all the tools I have. These are probably my favourite, and these were gifted to me by my girlfriend's grandfather, who's still alive, Bob, who's a very kind man, and used to own a tool shop. Obviously I get on very well with him. And then he gave me these. So these are a full set of marples chisels, a full set, which you don't really see very often. And I was lost for words when I looked at them, and I didn't know what to say, because I mean, I cleaned them all up and I've polished the brass on them and stuff, but I mean, it goes from quite a large one, and they're all made in Sheffield, England, Sheffield steel. All marples, boxwood handles, brass ferrules, and like the ferrules that I use for my little braddles that I make. I mean, I always like a nice brass one, and compared to, you know, a normal size one, sort of like that, yeah, the ferrules are a lot bigger. So. But no, I mean, these are just an exceptional set of chisels, and they're all, you know, well cared for and looked after, and oiled, and sharpen them all up to a very, very fine point. And I use them for sort of special jobs. But they are my favourite. I mean, they're an exceptional, you know, set of chisels, and I'm very lucky to own them. Yeah, if you're looking for some chisels and you can find some, buy them. But you'll probably find them like that, in that condition. You'd be very lucky. So yeah, thanks again, Bob. Take care. Bye.